Saturday night we got the big one, Quigg versus Frampton. We've been back and forth, we've argued, we disagreed, but let's keep it professional.
You saying that means you're not going to keep professional. I've got to try and keep professional.
You got to keep professional.
You're not going to keep it professional.
Yeah, because you try it, and then you try to walk off and try to say something crafty. All right then. We've all seen. Yeah,
I love that.
We've all seen the bits on Sky.
Yes.
All the gloves are off behind the ropes. All the little bits and bobs they're doing. If you ain't seen it, go to your Sky box and.
Very quickly. If you've not seen Guerrilla Productions, I think you retweeted it as well.
Yeah.
If you've not seen Guerrilla Productions video for this Goosebumps 100 press up straight away, gives you the energy then at that video.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Eddie Hearn said that bit about we got you here.
Yeah.
Didn't even know he said that.
Yeah.
Jeez, cheeky. That is cheeky.
Yeah. But it's a lot.
Yes.
So we're gonna do a quick, wouldn't say recap.
No.
Quick look at the fight.
Yeah.
A few days before it kicks off.
Yes.
First of all, attitude.
Yeah.
Thing that's catching me a lot of this fight, and this is not because I'm defending Scott Quigg. Frampton, I think, is very, very overconfident. It's an easy fight. I'm gonna outbox him. He ain't got a good boxing brain. He ain't got this. It's a 50-50 fight.
No,
but no, that's what he says.
Oh,
Frampton, it's a 50-50 fight, but it's an easy boxing match. I could outbox him. I do that. I don't see no impartial thoughts from Frampton. I see a lot of impartial thoughts from Quigg, but Frampton does seem very, very, very confident. So confident that a close fight could actually hurt him.
All right. I've seen, and I'm a Frampton fan, I've seen contradictions from Frampton. I'm not going to say he's not been giving Quigg his respect, because they've asked him, is this your toughest fight? Yes, he says. So that's again showing a level of respect there, because you look at Avalos, Martinez, and a few others that he's fought. He's saying Quigg's my toughest fight. But you're right, he does say 50-50 fight. Then he says, if I outbox him, it's an easy night's work. Quigg has said the same thing. Quigg has said the same thing.
Quigg said, don't underestimate me. That's his biggest downfall. He's underestimating him. And I do think Quigg is underestimated. I think the team Frampton as a whole is underestimating the whole element. Gallagher's done it a bit as well.
Always does it.
Does it a bit as well. But I'm talking about the actual fighters themselves individually. Quigg seems more level-headed at this present time on TV, not behind cameras, on TV.
That's a very good point.
No, I'm being fair. We've
said, and I'm not doing this because I'm Team Frampton, because you guys know I am. Remember who the Sky boxer is. Remember who's the Matchroom boxer. Dylan White said this. George Groves said this as well. They edit their stuff to make their guy look a lot better. And that one, more than any other video, that gloves are off, look bloody edited. Didn't it look edited a lot more than the Dylan White? It didn't have the same flow. I'm not trying to say that Frampton didn't. I'm not trying to say Quigg didn't win that battle, because I think he did. But I still think they're editing things to make Quigg look almost like the nice guy, the one that's been looked down on, and Frampton's the king of the jungle. I think that's what Sky are doing as well. I will say that.
Look at the performances. What I like about, I like watching a full fight. Give me 12 rounds, give me old school 15 rounds, I'm happy.
That's me as well.
But what I do like about highlights is you get to see the best of the fighters. When Sky's been showing the best of Frampton looks much better than the best of Quigg. The best of Frampton has more fights, has more variety of shots, and has more. It's more in depth. When they show the highlights of Quigg, you mostly get the Kiko Martinez fight, and you can get a couple single body shot combinations.
Agreed.
You're not seeing as much, and to me, it gives the impression that when you're talking about who's put on better performances over a period of time, it clearly shows what Frampton has.
Agreed. It's a good point you make. One guy that I really like to follow, Sherry Abassi. I watched, fantastic, isn't he? I watched his breakdown, or listened to his breakdown, and he did say, in terms of their common opponent, they mentioned Kiko Martinez. He said, look, Quigg got rid of Kiko Martinez, and respect that, you got to clap that. I'm like you, Ryan, I like to see a good boxing performance. I'm not, when someone knocks someone out in 1 round or 2 rounds, I think that can happen, you cook the cold. When you outbox someone for 10, 11, 12 rounds, it's like, okay, I've seen a few bits here. So in terms of their common opponent,
you could take more out of it.
I take more out of Frampton's win than I do against Quigg's win. Not taking anything away from Quigg. It clearly shows he's the puncher of the two. But I take more from Frampton's performance against Martinez than I do Quigg's performance against Martinez.
You know, that's a good thing about talking about punchers. Everyone's making out that Quigg's the better puncher, and I think you can make an argument that obviously with mutual opponents, or with their one mutual opponent, or of recent times, Quigg has shown maybe that little bit more spite in his punches. But I think that I think that there's like a selling point. I don't think it's a full issue. Because right now, the general consensus is Frampton's fight to win.
Yeah.
Yeah? If you had to go right now and split down England, you must get maybe 70-30.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frampton. And I think that's part of Matchroom's part and Sky's part of saying, Quigg is the puncher. So don't think it's going to be a one-sided fight because that punch could always come in. I think personally, in terms of skill, punch power and speed, I think they're all basically even. That's my opinion.
I will agree with punch power and speed. I do think in skill, I think Frampton, again, this is me and Ryan trying to be really on the impartial. I do think Frampton has it more in terms of skill.
I think people say Frampton is more skillful because he's shown more variety. I look at it different from that. You show variety, you have to change up. Quigg hasn't had to change. He's just using what his natural ability. He hasn't had to go into second or third or fourth gear in recent time. Yes, they mentioned the Salinas fight, which obviously that fight was a close fight. But let's be fair, the Salinas fight was what? 3 years ago? 3 years ago?
Maybe, yeah.
Let's count it actually where it is today. You can't count Salinas fight, which was 3 years ago. I think variety shows that, oh, I have to do X, Y, Z to get someone out. I think sometimes, it's like Lennox Lewis, always behind the jab. You don't need variety to show you're a better fighter, to show you're a completer fighter.
Fantastic.
It's just, it's just different styles. People have their own mentality on how they fight. Some people want to choose the basics and the fundamentals. Some want to be more, not say flashy, but just show more variety.
Yeah. Adversity is a word that's been used quite a lot in this, and obviously we know Frampton got knocked down hard in his last fight, but he got up.
Yeah.
And we talked about that in other videos, and it's a case of sometimes when something hasn't happened to you, just in life in general, you don't know how to deal and adapt with it unless it's happened to you.
Yeah.
It's happened to Frampton right now. If Quigg does put Frampton down, that's not the end of the fight.
No, it's not definitely.
Because we clearly know now that Frampton will get up, and will Quigg do the same thing in a tough fight? That's the questions are going to be asked. I think Quigg has been put down, but not at nowhere near this kind of level and exposure. Frampton's been in the exposure, he's been in the limelight, will that play a part?
What I'm scared of, honestly and truly, what I'm scared of is that if Quigg gets Frampton down and Quigg rushes him,
the way it's not great.
Frampton, you don't attack a wounded animal.
You don't.
Yeah? And Frampton is Irish. No, the point I'm making is, he's not gonna sit there and just take a beating. He's gonna throw back.
He's gonna bite on that gum shield and go back.
9 out of 10 times in boxing, when you start trying to get someone out of there, that person could tag you because the level of danger is much more. And historically, when you get tagged in a trade like that, because you're not prepared for it,
it's worse.
It's worse.
You get knocked out.
It's worse. I mean, this is why I always say, I've said it for years on Boxtalk, I'm trying to say, when you hurt someone, step back, get that range, and pick your punches. Know what I mean? Don't just go for the head. Know what I mean? Work the body, set up open, set up shot. Know what I mean? I like when people sometimes just pull the jab and bam, set a shot in. Bam, set it up and work the jab at different levels and pick their shots. Rushing in might get you a good knockdown or a stoppage, but it doesn't prove skill.
You're right, and if you watch the way Quigg got rid of Martinez, Ryan's got a great point. It wasn't skillful. It was very, very...
Just need to get you out of there.
Need to get you out there.
You're hurt, and just run.
And that, can't do that. Can't do that in this fight.
Everyone likes a little bit of beef, in boxing, but it's one of those fights there where if this fight goes one round, or if it goes the full 12, if it's one-sided or a split decision, I think both fighters should be commended for the fight and taking the fight at its present time, They're both undefeated world champions, I know you're going to say Quigg got the draw, but they're undefeated world champions, I don't like when the managers or the trainers or anything is going to take the fight after the fact saying, we told you it was an easy fight, we told you it was this and that, and try discredit the other fighter. This is a big fight, this should help boxing, so hopefully whoever wins gives the other credit to say, look, this is what boxing's about.
You ready to jump on Team Frampton?
Nope.
Still same kind of prediction. What was your prediction? What was it? Anyway, I can't remember.
Quigg, points.
Okay. I'm still Frampton. As the fight gets closer and you kind of watch all these documentaries and the build up, I've actually become more Frampton. Not taking away from Quigg, because I think Quigg's a fantastic boxer. I just feel like if Frampton controls his head, that's what it's all about for me, and just uses what I think are superior boxing skills, it's not an easy night, but it's a comfortable win. I'm still that.
I think the reason why I think Frampton is the favourite for the general people in boxing, it's not just because of boxing. I think Frampton's personality is much more lighter. He seems to laugh and bust a joke, and they were playing Michael Jackson in the background in one of the videos. Now trying to busting joke. Where Quigg seems to be very, very hardcore boxing. I love that.
Yeah.
I love breed boxing. I wake in the morning. It's not training. It's my life. It's not. What's the word? I don't get stressed. I don't get this. It's boxing.
Yeah.
All he thinks about is boxing. So for the average boxing fan, they're like, oh, he loves boxing, but what else does he know? I think people like Frampton because he's got a different sort of personality.
Got more character.
More character, yeah. And that's the difference. I think people should take away the fact that, guess what? It's actually a boxing match. It's not a character match. So I think yes, Frampton's the favourite, but people should actually look at the actual ability of both fighters and what they bring to the table more than personality.
Will they be disappointed? This final question, because we're running over here. Will they be disappointed with the pay-per-view numbers at the end of this match?
No.
What do you think it's going to do?
250 to 300,000.
I'll be shocked. I'll be flabbergasted if it does that amount.
Okay, the reason why I think it'll do something like that, I think really both of them are unknown in terms of pay-per-view buys. Quigg's never really headlined. Yeah. Frampton's headline, but not on Sky really for a long time.
ITV, PBC, yeah.
But I think the ITV crossover for Frampton is going to be huge.
Yeah.
I think Frampton's crowd as well, the Irish that are over here, will back him up hugely as well.
Big time, yeah.
And it's a huge fight domestically for boxing. So I think there's three elements. Normally, pay-per-views are there to get the general public in, and I think the ITV with Frampton is going to be a huge element that brings the pay-per-view numbers up.
The reason I don't think it's going to touch that number, and I'm more looking around the 100,000 mark, believe it or not, is
I think that's really low.
Yeah, I do believe it might be that low. In my head, I'm trying to compare it to the number that we've been quoted for Joshua White, which was around the 400,000. And I always look at pay-per-view and I think of the general public, because the hardcore public will get to the hardcore boxing public. I think will get you to around the 100,000 mark. That's what you do after that. And how many of your friends asked, non-boxing fans, have asked about Quigg Frampton? Non-boxing?
Nah, none.
Same here. How many of your non-boxing fans asked you about Joshua White?
Yeah, I'll get that.
That's the thing for me. I always try and look at pay-per-view in terms of who outside, my mum, my sister, the guy at work next to me that's a bit of a boxing fan that doesn't really know about boxing, has said Frampton Quigg, and I haven't heard it. Joshua White was everywhere, and that's what got it to 400.
Differences though are things that Joshua White is heavyweight. Heavyweights kind of historically run boxing.
Yeah.
Two, I think Joshua White, everyone kind of had Joshua. Not many people had Dylan White, let's be honest, in general public. Yeah. This fight is 50-50, Frampton Quigg. I think because it's 50-50, people that didn't buy Joshua White because they thought it's going to be a Joshua blowout will buy Frampton Quigg because they actually believe it's a real fight.
You know another reason that I don't think will do big numbers?
Why?
Who's on the undercard?
Irish versus Britain.
Who was on the undercard of Joshua White?
Everyone.
Kevin Mitchell.
Big draw. Yeah.
Chris Eubank
versus
huge draw.
Yeah.
Tony Bellew, big draw. Massive
Very
numbers
good,
to get to 400,000. You asked me on the undercard of Quigg Frampton, and I asked you the other day. I'm not trying to catch Ryan out, by the way. I don't know, but I know it's a few Irish. I mean, Irish versus. I have absolutely.
Hey, McDonald's on the undercard.
I think Gavin McDonald's on the undercard.
Yeah.
Chris Eubank, Kevin Mitchell, Tony Bellew, fresh off Creed.
Yeah.
400,000. Now, take all those away.
Valid point.
Quigg Frampton by itself.
Valid point.
Not convinced.
Valid point.
That's why I think we're struggling to get 100. I genuinely believe 100,000. Could be wrong, but that's kind of my ballpark. I think 400 or 250, 300 is a stretch for guys that have never, in terms of Quigg headlined, always been on the undercard with the undercards of the undercard.
Yeah.
And Frampton, who is a big name, but like you say, pay-per-view is a different kind of different animal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, you can join Frampton's team if you want, quickly.
No.
There you go, guys. This is a good one. And Remy White. Remy White is on.
Yeah.
Yes. Can't wait for that bottle in my house. Can't wait. And what's his name?
My house, if I'm not going crazy, I'm gonna take a picture of Ade's face at the decision.
I'll be at the house before the decision even comes. I'll be at the house. Oh, it's gonna hurt me if Frampton loses. It's gonna hurt me. It's gonna hurt. But regardless, it's a fair bet. All fair in love and war, and guys, it's gonna be a good fight. So yeah, Quigg Frampton, Team Frampton, Team Quigg. Get all your votes in, please.